This is unexpected. Look at this headline. We have a crisis. Alex Jones warns that Trump is headed for a health collapse. So Alex Jones is not a reliable source. That's important to say. So we're not taking his word as gospel. But he unfortunately, despite being this radical right-wing conspiracy theorist figure, he does have a lot of connections and sources within the Trump White House. He's very buddy-buddy with Trump in the White House. And now even someone who's so loyal to Trump, such a Trump supporter, is going, I'm freaking out because I think Trump mentally and physically is in a bad place. Wow. Look at this. He posted, and then I'll show you the video. Exclusive. Alex Jones issues emergency health message to Trump. Take care of yourself before it's too late. And we had already seen in an interview he did with Tim Dillon, him saying, I'm hearing from sources around Trump that something's changing. And now he's being more direct about it here.
Nobody, I don't care who they are, can operate at the level he does and the intensity over long periods of time, nonstop. You can have the very best engine, made by the Japanese, and you can't drive the car for 2 months straight, never turning the engine off. You just can't do it. And so, as I said back when Biden was getting ready to run, back then I said his cognitive decline is serious and showed videos from him months before where he still was.
Wait, just take a second. Alex Jones, if you don't know him, he's as
I never
mad as
sucked any ding-dongs.
All right. Hey, be cool. Be cool if you did. Go with Benny on the cruise. It's fine. It's fun. It's good. We support it. But he is the only time he's criticized, or often when he's criticizing Trump, he did criticize Trump on Epstein. So, okay, credit where it's due or whatever. But he is super right-wing. And he is doing the cardinal sin in MAGA, which is comparing Trump to Biden's cognitive decline. To us, it's like, all right, what are you saying? We're listening. To them, to go, I reported on Biden's cognitive decline. Now let me tell you about Trump. Oh, that's not allowed in their world. Let's keep listening.
I said his cognitive decline is serious and showed videos from him months before where he still was a little weird, but got a lot worse. I said, I think he's probably had another aneurysm or another stroke or something. He's already had a bunch of big brain surgeries. And they're like, oh, we're censoring you, fake news. And of course, it was all true. This isn't going to go away because Trump's not going to cut his schedule back and take care of himself. Again, a 45-year-old man couldn't do this. So as the crisis gets worse, and it's going to get worse, because you can see him declining faster and faster. It's not super bad yet. But unlike Biden that was completely shot and had all these brain surgeries and the rest of it, Trump has got great genetics. He's tough. And if he takes care of himself, he can make it through these years and then after. But if he doesn't, he's going to have... I predict Trump is going to have some type of collapse within the next 12 months at the current trajectory. I'm not saying he's going to collapse. I'm saying if he does.
This is so surprising. While we continue through this, please do click the subscribe button if you appreciate the show. And then if you want to be as energetic as Alex Jones, you can do it. That's not really a good selling point, is it? If you want to have that energy without all the bad, then support my family business, drinkpep.com. Active probiotics, no artificial sweeteners, no artificial junk like so many other drinks, and instead the energy boost without the guilt. Drinkpep.com. Order it directly to your doorstep.
Doesn't take his foot off the gas pedal. I guarantee you, and I've got stamina, way better than most people. If I had Trump's job at 51 for a month, I would have a nervous breakdown.
Yeah, well, that's not saying a lot. He's trying to compliment Trump. You've had a lot of nervous breakdowns. We just played a soundbite of one of them. Okay. So we know you would have a nervous breakdown as president because you have one as a conspiracy host a lot. But I am honestly impressed with his health journey. I saw him jumping into a pond and screaming, and he looked healthy.
So this isn't a criticism of Trump, but it'd be like taking an ultra marathon runner and saying, okay, you can run 100 miles in 2 days. Well, how about 300 in 2 days? You can't do it.
Okay, then his little intro plays. This is just so fascinating to me because I have not seen I've seen like center-right broadcasters go, yeah, something's up with Trump. He's not looking well. He's not acting well. It's difficult to differentiate between him being insane and him potentially being unwell, because look at him at any time in his life. You're like, that's not a well person in our general sense, but by his standard, he's definitely even getting worse. And then you have the physical health problems that the White House has spoken to. They still haven't explained why his hand's always bruised. They said it's through handshakes. But we doubt that, I guess, is the way to say it. There are his ankles. And people call him a lot of mean words. I don't want to make fun of physical health conditions just because other people have them who are wonderful people. So I know when it's a bad person, you then lob whatever attacks, and I totally get it. And the C-A-N word has been used a lot. And there's been some funny additions to that about down low and then right here and then right and kind of you list off all of the but I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do it. I'm just not. But I'm gonna laugh at it in my free time whenever people make fun of things with stuff. But it's not that we make fun of physical conditions, but Trump's definitely getting worse, and the mental is what I care about. And the mental is what's that? He's not something.
I'm not cognitively.
Yeah, I don't think he's cognitively at all whatsoever.
I have a responsibility to tell people what I'm really thinking, even if it could be used to overall hurt our pro-human liberty agenda. In the short term, the long term, honesty is always the best policy. I've seen a lot of signs of Trump declining. I'm 51 and I've got a lot of energy. And when I try to push myself and work 18 hours a day intensely, I start fading out. And it's like I'm drunk. There was an example of that a few weeks ago when I debated Nick Fuentes. And I'd been up since 4:30 in the morning, and I debated him like at 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night. And people were like, wow, Jones seems drunk. No, I ate some pizza they had before we went live. And then it just hit me, and I was just like, whew. And when I got home.
Yeah, we do that a lot here. We try to minimize our alcohol consumption. So instead what we do is like a Friday night, we're feeling crazy. We just get pizza, and then we go absolutely insane. Like that's when we'll skinny dip, and we'll run down it's like 2 slices of pepperoni. And I am a complete no. I lose my mind. I love that. Why, Alex, why did you use those racial slurs? I had pineapple pizza. What am I supposed to do? Which, by the way, go to jail for that. Yes. Now, one thing he brings up, I'm kind of tired of listening to him, but one thing he brings up is this clip of Trump talking about wanting to go to heaven. And that's not really something we've heard him talk about before, which if there is that, I'm watching The Good Place right now. It's an interesting show. That heaven and hell framework, or the good place and the bad place. And it's not just we die and we all go on a gay cruise, which would be the cooler version. But then, wait, was that in the last segment? That's going to make no sense to y'all. If you're a YouTube segment viewer, there's context. Yeah, you can, there we go. Benny Johnson, whoops. But if there is that framework, and it's like you either have to go on a gay cruise if you do really well in life, and that's like heaven, or you go on a Cracker Barrel cruise, and that's it. That's hell. If also a reference to a past segment, if that is the way things go, then none of this universe makes any sense if Trump goes to heaven, right? That wouldn't. None of this makes. You're saying Almighty God would send that guy to heaven, but he's been thinking about it.
I just want to end it. I want to end it. You know, we're not losing American lives. We're not losing American soldiers. We're losing Russian and Ukrainian, mostly soldiers. Some people as missiles hit wrong spots or get lobbed into cities like Kiev and towns. But, you know, if I can save 7,000 people a week from being killed, I think that's a pretty... I want to try and get to heaven if possible. I'm hearing I'm not doing well. I hear I'm really at the bottom of the totem pole. But if I can get to heaven, this will be one of the reasons. Well, I think I saved a lot of lives with India and Pakistan. They were going at it. The planes were being shot down. That was going to be maybe a nuclear war if I let that go. And I did that through trade.
Yeah, they specifically said India and Pakistan. Trump had nothing to do with this. So let me just, I guess you can count up. You know how conflicts start in the world? They also end. And so I guess that future Democratic presidents, just anytime any conflict ends or there's rising tensions and then they subside, then you should just take credit for it, even if you had nothing to do with it, because that's what Trump does. But that was one thing Alex Jones brought up, saying he's kind of concerned with heaven, and he thinks that's because of his prediction of a health collapse. Then I'll take you back to what I referenced before, which is he already indicated this, but wasn't saying it super explicitly.
Reserve, which is the establishment won't give him interest cuts. I mean, he is still the maverick. Here's what I know, and I'll give you the inside baseball, and I hate to do this.
Do it.
I started hearing this about a year ago from people really close to Trump. He was 78 then, he's 79 now. And then all the trials, all the pressure, all the demonization, he doesn't crack up, but at a certain point he becomes a really grumpy old man. And now, I knew this months ago, and I kind of mentioned it, but I didn't want to attack him and give them fodder. But it isn't issues that incriminate him. It's not Epstein stuff. It's not something that can be a problem. They'll bring in some side issue and he'll scream at them and say, I only want to hear about stopping World War III, bringing jobs back, securing the border, and defeating election fraud. And he gets really mad now. He didn't used to do that.
Okay, so that was kind of the foreshadowing of he's more unstable, which is shocking medically that he could be even more unstable than he already was. But now Alex Jones going all the way, saying if he doesn't slow down, he's going to have a health collapse. Share your thoughts in the comments.